Welcome everyone. This particular guide is to explain just one risk in this CC, which is the movement speed tag. I realize that there are quite a few of you who are screwing up to this CC because you choose to take this right from the start. Whether or not you do this, it's going to change up the strategy a lot. So let's understand it together by first not taking it, and then later on we'll use it in the second run. To spice up my strat a little more, I have decided to take more 6 stars and offer to you guys different risks to encounter. So I'm taking the Smarty attack up this time around compared to my risk 18 strat. I've super buffed their attack. I've just buffed their HP by a little. So there's no boss tag this time. There's no ASVD down. There is no NV tag. But there is the defense and resistance up for all the enemies. This is the squad that I'm going to be using. All of the operators here are Mastery 3. Except for Gravel, who is at rank 7. Alright. Let me show you first without the movement speed tag. Now I'll start off the map by placing a Myrtle down. I'll activate a skill, and then I'll be placing Ash into the map. So Ash will help to take out the front few Vities. Very, very nice. I'll be placing Surtur into the map as well. Now remember that the blindies are weak to arts damage, which is the reason why Surtur is going to be easily able to eliminate this blindie coming in. I'll activate a skill, and I'll place Rosa over here as well. Once Surtur is done, then I can just remove her from the map, and I can use Ash skill to eliminate this particular NV. Then I'll stop her skill. Now, this part, I want you to notice these two Smarties, the one on the left and the one on the right. In this particular run, you'll notice that they will collide with each other because their timings align. So I'm gonna play the map. That happens. Now, some people don't understand how to handle these two Smarties because they are the same color and they're not gonna explode. Now, there are two ways to handle them. If you see the strat that I did in Risk 18, I used Chen Outer to kill them both at the same time. But if you want to try to make them explode, what you can do is you use a firecracker and you only use it to change the color of one of them, and that way the explosion will help to eliminate one of these those pair of Smarties. I'm gonna use Ash to eliminate this NV again. I'm gonna stop a skill. Now I'm gonna use Monster to remove just one blindie. Monster won't be able to kill both on skill 3. I'm gonna remove Monster. Let that blindie just leak. Let's use Myrtle skill again. And I'll use Rosa to get rid of the last Vitie and NV of the map. Alright. Next up, I'm gonna place Monster back into the map. I'm gonna remove Myrtle. The boss is hitting onto Monster. I don't want him to overly do that, so I'm gonna place Gravel in for distraction's sake. Next up, I'm gonna place use Monster skill to attack the boss, and then I'm gonna place Surtur over here. Right. Now, I'm gonna pause this part of the map again. Notice that these two Smarties over here, the first pair, will collide with each other. And I want you to look at the left side of the map. This Smartie has just exited the red box, and this Smartie is already on the move. But this guy right here has a white moon on top, has a white moon on top as well. Once he steps on the changing color tile, it will turn into the black crescent, right? Because of that, these two will collide with each other during this particular run, as you see. See the collision? Bam! They will explode. Alright? You'll see the difference later on when we do the movement speed version. Now, I'm gonna use Rosa's skill to help to bind the boss down. And I'll use Surtur skill as well. And doubly, they will help to eliminate the boss. Sweet stuff. I'm gonna wait until this blindie starts moving. I'm gonna put Monster here. I'm gonna stun this guy. Now, because he has a black crescent on top, this means I can block him on a black tile, just like that. I'm waiting for Rosa's skill. I'll use Monster skill to add some damage there. I'm gonna remove Gravel. I can use Rosa's skill to help to bind the two of them. I screwed up. It's okay, I can use Ash stun. Alright, so that is without the movement speed. Now, let me show you guys the version where the movement speed is actually involved. Now, this time around, movement speed is here, and this is a risk 18 version. It's all the same text as the previous run, just one additional risk 1. So let's speed up the run. And you're gonna realize something. You see how that Bitey is speeding and I haven't even placed my Ash yet? So that's gonna be an issue. To solve this little problem, I'm actually gonna use Ash skill to eliminate the front few Biteys. And once she does that, I can stop the skill. Even the Smarties are moving much faster in this stage. I'll place Surtur down. Once the Blindy appears, I'll be using Surtur's skill onto him. I'll place Rosa here. I'll use Surtur's skill. This is a very scary speed that they're moving at. Okay, now I can stop Surtur, I can remove her, I'll use Myrtle's skill again, and I'll use Ash skill onto the NV. Can stop Ash skill. Okay, I want you to notice this part. Let's pause it right here. Look at these two Smarties. Previously, in the last run, they actually collided around where the black tile is without me doing anything. But now, if you notice their distance is very far away, that means to say they won't collide and explode. So you want to try to find a way to actually make them interact with each other in this stage. How do you do that? You can use a body, like a gravel that you have brought in the stage. Use gravel to just block this particular Smartie, and then time it a little bit. It now it's looking good. Then they will interact with each other, they'll collide, and they'll explode. Get it? If you didn't do that, you'll realize that they will just go past each other and cause no explosions, meaning to say you must kill them somehow. Now we'll use the same idea of taking a dynamite to just change the color of one of the Smarties, then a second explosion will happen. Next up, I'm going to place a Calcid over here. Let's use Myrtle's skill and place Monster down. Use an Ash skill to get rid of the Bitey and the NV. I'll turn it off. I'm waiting for Monster's skill now. The Monster will help to eliminate one of the Blindies, just like just now. Then I can remove Monster. Let's use Myrtle's skill again. And then I'll use Rosa's skill to eliminate these two. Alright, so these two pairs of Smarties still okay. They appear all at the same time, so they'll interact with each other and explode. Following on, I'm going to place a Monster here. I'm going to use Myrtle's skill because I can. But I won't use it for too long because I want to distract the boss. I'll be placing Gravel down. I can use Monster skill. I'll place Surtur over here. Nicely done. Okay, just waiting. Okay, we've held out the boss long enough. I want you guys to notice something else here again. So, this first pair of Smarties, they will explode. But notice, there was a second pair that I stated that because he changed the color, he will explode with the Smartie on the left. But the Smartie on the left hasn't even appeared yet. So that guy is actually going to run past. You now need a way to actually counter the Smartie on the left. To do this, I've got an idea for you guys. So, to use Rosa's skill to bind the boss, we're gonna use Surtur's skill. Alright. Now, this Smartie is having a black crescent, and he needs to interact with the Smartie on the left, who has a white moon at the moment. But because the Smartie on the left... Wait, let me just get this out. Notice, this is white moon, this is black moon. They could explode with each other previously because they were close by. But this one is changing his color into a black moon. So, because of that, you need to find a way to make one of them change their color. To do that, let me slow down the map. I'm going to use a firecracker to explode. Hold this guy back a little bit with a gravel. And then they'll explode. Get the idea? That way you can solve the second pair not wanting to explode when you take the movement speed tag. And then the last pair, you'll do just fine. Sweetly done. I'm gonna remove Surtur from the map. Now you'll notice there is a bit of a timing hell here. I'm gonna use Ash to stun this guy. Because you changed the color of this particular tile, you need to figure a way to kill this guy fast. since you can't block him. I'm gonna use monster skill. Because the boss moved down much quicker for me, and I can use Rosa skill earlier, I can actually use Rosa skill just in time onto these two blind beasts. So that's the idea. Now you guys understand how to counter the movement speed tag. Let me know if this helps you out in some way. Alright? That's that for this simple guide to understand. If not, I shall see you guys in many more to come. Bye bye!